So let's talk about script writing with AI. So before you even write a single word, you need to start with the end in mind, right? You want to know where your viewer ends up. So the problem with people who use AI, and the reason that they get AI brain rot, is because they use AI to give them what the end output should be, when really AI is just a tool, right? The best users of AI, right? Someone like Elon Musk will be able to build a rocket with AI because he understands all of the different components that goes into building a rocket, right? Similarly, if I know what a good YouTube video looks like, and then I prompt AI to get me to the end result, I am much more likely to get to the end result. Whereas if you, the actual noob at YouTube, doesn't know what a good YouTube video looks like, you're gonna prompt AI to oblivion. You're gonna keep telling it, oh, improve my open loops, open my hook, improve my intro, right? And you're gonna tell it to do all of these different things, and then it's gonna give you something completely different, and you're still not gonna know what a good YouTube video looks like. So actually, AI will help you speed up a lot of this process. But if you're gonna be a complete noob and you don't know what a good YouTube video looks like, and you don't know where you want to take your viewer with that specific video, then AI is just gonna give you a bunch of slop, and then you're gonna say it's bad, and then you're not gonna know why, right? So it's important to start with the end in mind. That's why I have this as point number one. You have to understand the theory before you go ahead and write your YouTube script. So first, you want to figure out three things. What emotion is your video creating, right? Whether it's inspired, sadness, motivated. What emotion are you creating? What transformation are you promising? And what is the aha moment for the viewer? If you're able to figure out these three things, when you read your full AI YouTube script, you'll be able to tell, oh, is this an actual good YouTube script or not? Because if it doesn't bring out the emotion, and it doesn't create a transformation that's promised, and there's no aha moment, what's the point of that YouTube script? You know, so these three things actually have to be figured out before you write the full script. So you want to know your content type, right? These three answers will differ based on your content type, whether you're creating a motivational video, educational video, entertainment video, or a storytelling video. So if you're creating educational content, right, the target emotions will be, fulfillment, trust, confidence, right? Especially if, you're selling a product on your channel, or maybe you're a business YouTube channel. Right, on the left, your easiest way to start Amazon KDP in 2025 for beginners, right? You want to elicit a certain level of trust, or how to reprogram your dopamine to crave hard work, right? That will create confidence in them. That will create fulfillment in them, in that they are ready to go out there and work. So this is for educational content. Whereas if you're doing motivational content over here, it's time to reset, restart, and refocus in 2026. Some Sigma grind set stuff. Watch this every day and change your life. 66 million views, right? Really, the target emotion here is inspiration, right? They're supposed to be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to get out there and go to work, right? Now, if you create a script, like a motivational script, and it doesn't actually bring out inspiration, then there's no point. Or if you're doing entertainment, right, the target emotion is fun, or the target emotion is also escapism, right? Where people, who aren't happy with their lives, or maybe they're super duper stressed, they can watch an entertainment video and be a lot more excited, right? Have that fun emotion and feel like they're escaping from the real world for a little bit, which is what entertainment is for. Create enjoyment, laughter, interesting and surprising, right? So like something like a Mr. Beast video or Ryan Trahan video, 100 Kids versus World's Strongest Man. This is entertainment. I traveled 3,624 miles with 1 cent of euro, 1 euro cent, right? And content type 4, right? Storytelling, right? Where you take your viewer on a journey and your target emotion is satisfaction, right? So it's a storytelling video. So you want to take your viewer down something. It could also be inspiration for a storytelling video. Kind of depends on your audience there. So pick one type, master it first. Do not try to do all 4 different types. So once you figure out the emotion, the next step is to figure out the transformation, right? So you or your video being that bridge from point A to B that you want your viewer to experience, right? Whether it's inspiring them to go from fat to fit, or whether it's, inspiring them to go from no knowledge of AI to actually being able to use AI. And then it's eliciting what is the aha moment, right? Reverse engineering. When does the viewer get this light bulb moment? Because whenever you're watching a video, there's always a light bulb moment for the viewer, right? And maybe you could, create the light bulb moment in the first 3 minutes, right? Which will require a completely different script, or it could be in the 15-minute mark or 20-minute mark if it's a much longer video. And all of this, right, where you decide to put this aha moment where the viewer is like, oh, like they get this emotion, or they feel like they've gotten a certain transformation, or when it feels like it clicks for them, that will determine how you actually write your script. So it's important to decide this before you actually write your script and start prompting it at all. So when does the viewer get it, right? And then when the reveal is, right? Hold back and then deliver it, right? So this is called a payoff. This is a setup and a payoff in what they will call filmmaking terms, right? The setup is where you build context, right? You build all the tension, and then there's a massive payoff, right? All of the tension, all of the build up, all of the storytelling, and then there's a build up and a payoff and a resolution. So that is where the reveal is, that is where the aha moment is. So once you've gotten all of that, now you're ready to script, baby, right? But first, you need to figure out these 4 things, right? Your title, your angle, your outline, your examples, and your proof, okay? So once you figure out those 3 things, right? Your emotion, your transformation, your aha moments, figure out your title, which we just have, right? Because your title is a promise, right? And it tells viewers what transformation that they're going to get, and it tells them why they should watch. And the angle of your video tells the viewer what your unique take on the topic is. Why is your video different from everyone else's on YouTube, and why should they click on yours? And this is what makes your video different from every other video out there. You want to define this before you actually write. And your angle could be, oh, a 1-minute habit or productivity hacks, right? What are you saying that's different from everyone else? And number 3 is also determining your outline, right? Once you figure out your emotions, your transformation, and your aha moment, you can fully outline your script. So typical outline will look like what the hook looks like, what the setup, what the main content, what the aha moment, what the actionables are, and what the closing call to action is, right? And within each body, we have an open loop and a why, what, how, right? And all of this we want to bake into our AI YouTube script writing framework, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then lastly, your examples and your proof, right? So this is more so for educational channels, right? Where it's important to show, not tell, right? Show, not tell is one of the strongest storytelling principles out there, because you can use case studies, data, before, after, image screenshots, studies, or research papers to make yourself much more credible, so that you come off as someone who knows exactly what you're talking about. And you can illustrate that with all of these different proofs, even like a simple screenshot that you're like, hey, I can show this as a visual. That is something that AI cannot think of because it doesn't have access to all of your different screenshots. So that's why it's important to have an idea of what proof, what examples do I want to use inside my video, and then I can use AI to actually create it, right? The AI is the chef, AI is the cook more like, and you are the chef, right? You are the one directing it, you're the one giving it the recipes. And so before you start scripting, make a list of what examples am I going to use, what proof do I have, and where in my outline does each example go, and then you can go from there. So now you're totally ready to script while figuring out your title, your angle, your outline, your examples, and your proof, alongside your emotion, the transformation, and the aha moment, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit, once again with Subscriber AI. So when we go back to this tab over here, right, we figure out the title, figure out the topic, figure out the length. I don't think that the length should be 1300 words. 1300 words seems a little short, so we want to keep it to 2000 words, right? And the angle is that you're an enthusiastic product founder. You'll show that the hard way is manually prompting and guessing, while the lazy way is leveraging subscribers built in YouTube best practices, heavy lifting for you. And then here's the template, right? So once again, I want to prompt it the right way, right? I want the emotion to be that they are inspired and that, oh, this is so easy. So I have the emotion. The transformation is that they go out there and write their next YouTube video. The aha moment is showing them how easy it is to use the subscriber tool. We have the title, right? Because the title over here that we previously did in the last step, the laziest way to write viral YouTube scripts. We have the title that is the laziest way to write viral YouTube scripts. I want you to expand on the angle of the video, and then bang, we see what it gives us. And we want to define all of this before we actually go ahead and write the script, which is exactly what we're gonna do. So over here, right, once again, it expands on the angle, right? The effortless creator. The core of this video isn't just about a tool, it's about removing creative friction that stops most people from hitting record. I like that, right? In narrative hook, you start by acknowledging the heavy weight of the blank page. Most creators spend 4 hours staring at a cursor trying to engineer the perfect prompt or structure. You're going to introduce the lazy creator philosophy. Success on YouTube isn't about working harder on your script, it's about having a system that's already YouTube smart, so you don't have to be. I just kind of like that, and I'm going to use that a little bit more. Transformation, right, from I have a great idea, dreading 6 hours, to I have an idea, I click 3 buttons, and now I have a world-class script, film and go. Right, so even just outlining, so getting the AI to, crystallize these concepts makes it a lot more tangible and makes it more, like I can actually write it. The moment of clarity comes when you show the subscribers in the blank AI box. You show them that because it already has the context, the AI doesn't have to guess. You aren't writing a script, you're creating a masterpiece that the tool builds for you. So relief, excitement, empowerment, right? That is all of the key emotional beats. And then it asks for the project. So let me see over here. Here, one of the things that I don't already have is the outline, which we're going to do in a little bit, and examples and proof. So in examples, we're going to do it a little bit, right? I say I want the length to be 1800 words. Confirm, let's write the script. Bang, just like that. And over here, what subscriber will do is that it will start, turning this into an actual script for me, right? So it's refine your script by answering these questions over here. It gives you the script length. It gives you the template to use, which this is an educational video. I'm going to use Claude for this. And yeah, do you want this tutorial to be a live on-screen walkthrough or scripted demo with cutaways? Okay, so I'm just going to answer these questions. I want this video to be a live screen walkthrough. Which 1 to 2 subscriber features will showcase as the aha moment, right? I want to showcase the templates to show that it is already trained on your YouTube context, and I want to demonstrate the ease to writing a full YouTube script the lazy way, right? Because the title of the video is the lazy way. Concrete before after proof will you show, so it even ask you, hey, what is the proof that you want in this specific video? So I will say I want the proof to be shown in the video by showing how effortless it is to create the script. The proof is in the demonstration. Do you want a real viewer niche example, the demo? I want to demo in the productivity niche. What one sentence call to action should push viewers to write their next script immediately? The call to action should be to watch another video on my channel, which is a subscriber tutorial, right? So I want to push them to tutorial. That is the easiest for them to watch. And then bang, we click generate outline. And just like that, let's see what it comes out with. Bing, bang, boom. Over here, just 2 seconds later, we have the hook and opening, the problem, and then the live demo, why the lazy way actually works best, and the conclusion and the call to action, right? So we have the outline, right? We've given the transformation, we've given it the proof, and then now I actually want to edit this outline before we write the full script. So challenge a 6-hour script writing marathon most creators endure. Someone who cracked the code. Actual lazy method that produces viral quality scripts. Tease the live demonstration coming up. Okay, set expectations that they'll walk away ready to their next YouTube script immediately. I actually kind of like that. And let me just read this real quick. So instead of saying, hey, this is the problem of hard work script writing, I want to be like, hey, why lazy wins all the time, right? And it's here, share a realizing why lazy doesn't mean low quality when you have the right system. The world is ruled by lazy people who learned how to do things faster, right? There is this stigma against lazy when in reality, lazy is the best way. Pros works smarter, not harder. And there you go. I kind of like this. So let's say we're happy with this. And then we'll just go ahead and write the script. We'll just click here, click generate script, and then we'll see what it comes up with. And wow, just like that, it's pretty amazing. Remember, we told it to be at 1,800 words, and this is at 1,819 words. This is pretty amazing. And then it generates the entire full script here, and it even scripts out the full demo. Wow, this is actually just crazy. Right, let's just read out the hook. Right, most creators spend 6 hours writing a single YouTube script, 6 hours of staring at a blank page, wrestling with ChatGPT prompts, and second guessing every hook. I used to do the same thing until I discovered something that changed everything. Pretty good. There's actually a way to create a complete viral quality YouTube script in under 10 minutes. And I'm talking about some generic AI output that sounds like everyone else. I'm talking about scripts that are perfectly tailored to your voice, your audience, and YouTube's retention psychology. I'm Gil, right? In this case, I'm Brian. Like previously, Gil used to make videos on this channel, and I want to show you the laziest way to write YouTube scripts that actually work. Make sure to stick around because I promise you it's going to be a secret weapon. And then bang, just delete all of that. Here's the thing that nobody talks about. The world is actually ruled by lazy people who figured out how to do things faster and smarter. There's this weird stigma around being lazy, but in reality, lazy is often the best approach. Think about every major innovation in history came from someone who was too lazy to do things the hard way. The remote control exists because someone was too lazy to get up and change the channel. Online shopping exists because someone was too lazy to drive to the store. And like, this is like pretty good. The same principle applies to YouTube scripts, to YouTube, right? The creators who are consistently putting out great content aren't the ones grinding for hours on every script. They're the ones who found systems that work. But here's what most people don't realize. So when you're spending 6 hours on a script, you're not being thorough, you're being inefficient. You're doing work that doesn't need to be done. And you can read the rest of the script. But even just this first like 1 to 2 minute section, it's like pretty good. I had to make very, very minor changes, and that's just preferential. And You can see here it actually scripts out the entire full video just like that. And the reason it's able to be so accurate is because I spent like a little bit of time even just thinking about the transformation, the emotion, the aha moment, and it actually makes the script like way better. So yeah.